Dogs are a man's best friend. That's what they say. Not sure who they are, but some dogs don't just want to be with you. They want to be you. So is your dog a mirror of you? Would they want to be one? And most importantly, what does it mean if your dog doesn't mirror you? Let's dive into actual proper research behind it all. So I literally just said that dogs mimicking you is actual science. But what's the science? Because scientists have been studying the connection between dogs and their owners for years, which I'm not going to lie, sounds like a dream job. A study from Michigan State University found that pretty much all dog parents have a huge personality crossover with their dogs. They determined that the stereotype is 110% accurate. If you're more sociable and outgoing, your dog is also likely to be so. But what if you're introverted and anxious? You guessed it, your dog will be a bit shy, possibly even nervous. A similar study examined the variability of heart rate and behavior, and it found that without fail, all dogs react emotionally to the mere presence of their pet parent and the quality of their dynamic with them. What does that mean if we use less sciencey words? In short, it means if you have a strong emotional bond with your dog, they're prone to absorbing aspects of your personality and becoming a bit like you. That includes positive traits, like being affectionate and adventurous, but also some negative ones, like being a touch stubborn. While it may sound weird to say your dog is literally stealing your personality, almost sci-fi-like even, when you stop to think about it, it's not that weird. Many romantic couples start to become more like each other or take on one another's interests. Friends will do the same. In fact, if you think of yourself, you probably have a slightly different personality depending on who you're with. You might hold and conduct yourself differently depending on if you are with your friends or colleagues or family. So why can't a dog do the same? If dogs are this sensitive to human emotions, then so much so that they literally drink them up and become like you. This means your dogs can tell or even smell when you're sad, happy, or stressed, and may even adjust their own behavior to match you. So they're not just taking on your overall personality, but your general demeanor on a specific day. You might have noticed that your dog is anxious when you're having a bad day, or perhaps they seem to coincidentally be extra playful when you're happy. There's nothing coincidental about it. This is emotional synchronicity at work. Research has literally found that a dog's stress levels will perfectly mirror that of their pet parent. If you are often stressed following work, it is totally normal for you to bring those feelings home with you. But if you don't want your dog to get a bit swallowed up by the bad mood, it might be worth taking a moment to shake off those ill feelings before stepping back into the house. Even if you didn't have a dog, I would recommend that. It's healthy to release yourself of bad vibes. But as I was saying right at the start, it's not just your emotions that dogs will steal. It's your behavior. If you do it, they will do it. Well, within limits. They're never going to get a job or drive to the shop. Your dog can pick up on the way you react to situations, even the way you move, and will develop very similar habits. A very common example is stretching. You might have seen your dog rather hilariously stretching moments after you did. This is what's called behavioral mirroring. It can even extend to whole routines. Within reason, they're never going to cook you breakfast, though we bet they would if they could. If you like to sleep in, your dog may well become a late riser. But if you're always up and about, your dog will become the restless, energetic type. This mirroring is actually a crucial way in which they strengthen the bond between you and them. They know you're the pack leader, so they're simply looking to be in step with you. Now the question is, if they absorb parts of your personality that are permanent, do they also absorb the parts that are purely the result of lifestyle? The fact that it can sync with your routine would suggest so, and that's correct. The way in which you live your life directly impacts your dog's behavior. If you are a dog owner who adores hiking and outdoor adventures, you will probably have an energetic, athletic dog. If you're more laid back, you'll probably have a dog who is content lounging on the couch. And if you're secretly an evil scientist, your dog is probably willing to be the Igor to your Dr. Frankenstein. This isn't just about activity levels. It even extends to how sociable your dog is. If you're always meeting new people and happy to do so, your dog has an increased chance of being outgoing. If you prefer quiet time at home, your dog may become more reserved. but more independent as a result. I mentioned your dog likes to sync with you to improve your relationship with them. But does it go the other way? Does the strength of your bond affect their ability to sync with you? Yes. The tighter the bond between your buddy and you, the more likely they are to take on aspects of your personality and your daily mood. Research suggests that dogs who are highly attached to their owners are significantly more emotionally reactive to their moods. Again, it makes sense when you compare it to humans. You are much more likely to be affected by the negative moods of the people you like than those you don't, because that's just basic empathy. This can be a great thing if you have a strong, positive relationship. Dogs that are attached like this tend to be more confident and trusting, even more well-adjusted. Though, as a caveat to that, it's worth noting if your dog becomes too attached, that might make them too dependent. And that could lead to separation anxiety. So, there's a balance to strike. But how can you tell your dog is starting to become you? Well, there are classic signs to watch out for. First of all, matching energy levels. I touched upon this earlier, so I won't repeat myself, but if their energy is like yours, they're becoming you. Then there's similar emotional reactions. Anxious when you're nervous, excited when you're happy, then you got a dog who is on your emotional wavelength. Finally, does your pooch happily follow your daily rhythm, waking up when you do and eating when you want them to? Then you and they are 400% influencing each other's behavior. Whether you realize it or not, you are influencing so much about your dog. But how far does this go? Well, crucially, your personality doesn't just shape how your dog acts. It can even affect their ability to learn. Studies have shown that conscientious, patient, and attentive dog parents will have much more obedient and well-behaved dogs. But on the flip side, an owner prone to being pessimistic, inconsistent, and a little impatient will often have a dog that struggles with discipline and training. Ironically, the latter type of pet parent would prefer a more obedient dog, but their own frustration is what is creating the misbehaving pooch. With your dog so capable of becoming you, it may sound weird, but it means it's important to be someone you want your dog to be. As mentioned, be patient and calm if you'd like your dog to be the same. Mind your emotions or else your dog will pick up on them. Engage in activities you'd like them to have, whether that be exercise or relaxation, and encourage the level of socializing you want them to have. They say it's a dog-eat-dog world, but it's more of a dog-absorb-human world. That came out weirder than I thought it would. What I mean is, your dog is more than just a pet. They're a reflection of you. By being aware of this connection, you can shape a positive and fulfilling relationship with your furry friend. Those are some ways your dog is not only more like you than you might think, but will only become more like you with time. Or will they? If you and your dog are nothing alike, it comes down to something you can't change. Genetics. Things like how social they are, how easily they get scared, or how much they bark often have a strong genetic foundation. So even if you're the most laid-back person on the planet, a high-strung dog breed with an anxious streak might not ever fully match your vibe because their DNA sets certain limits. But genes aren't the whole story. There's actually a key window during puppyhood, between about 3 and 14 weeks, when they learn how to handle the world around them. Puppies exposed to lots of humans, sounds, places, and other animals during this stage usually grow up to be more adaptable and confident. On the flip side, dogs that miss out on the crucial socialization time might stay wary, fearful, or reactive, no matter how calm and easygoing their owner is later on. Those first experiences stick. For example, no matter how cuddly you are, your dog is unlikely to ever become a fan of bear hugs. If you want to know why, be sure to watch this next video.